Now, we have read about the three jobs. The first one, a retail buyer. Her name is Sarah. She works with for a supermarket. She works with suppliers to get salads and vegetables, and she researches the kind of products that the customers want. She also works on logistics, and we've read all that. The next one, a public relations officer who works with the police, talking to the news, answering their questions, and he works also with an outside employment agency to recruit people. And the third one, a business psychologist. Her name is Heidi. She works as a freelancer. She's self employed. She works for various clients and companies. She is dealing with some staff problems or communication problems, and she's trying to develop the good relationships between staff members. So, according to your notes about the three jobs, we need to answer these questions. Who works on problems of communication? And there might be more than one of them. مين فيهم بيشتغل على مشاكل ليها علاقة بالcommunication؟
Um, I forget its
relationship
name. Yes, relation. No, not relation.
relationship officer.
Public relations officer. Okay.
No, I don't think so.
Maybe we can write the answers in the chat. Maybe easier. So you said a public relations officer. Let's see. We have a public relations officer. That's correct. We also have a business psychologist.
Yes, this
She
one,
works.
business psychologist.
Uh-huh. She works also on problems of communication. Nice. Who works with people outside the company?
Retail buyer.
Retail buyer.
And the public relations officer.
Nice. A retail buyer and a public relations officer, because a
Mm,
retail buyer works with an external consultant, and a
yeah.
public relations officer works with an outside employment agency. So
Yes.
both work with people outside the company. Who works with products?
Retail buyer.
A retail buyer. Nice. And who works with companies but not for a company?
The public. The business psychologist.
Nice. A business psychologist, because she is like a freelancer. She's self
Yeah. Yes. Yes.
so
Exactly.
she works with companies but not for a company. Okay, perfect. So now we know about the three jobs: a retail buyer, a public relations officer, and a business psychologist. Now, in the texts we have read, we have these words, these vocabulary items. Let's try to find the word for each definition here. Like the first one says, these companies sell their products to retailers. Can we find the word here for companies that sell their products to retailers?
Suppliers.
Nice. Suppliers. Okay. So suppliers are companies that sell their products to retailers or retail buyers. Okay. Like the one we have read about, who buys her salads and vegetables from suppliers. This organization finds new employees for you.
Employment agency.
Nice. Employment agency. These people work with you.
Mm-mm-mm. Colleagues.
Colleagues. Yes. Colleagues are people who work with you in the same company. These people pay for the services of a professional person or organization.
Consultant.
Mm,
Clients.
People
Client.
who pay for the services. These are clients.
Client.
Yes. People who pay money, they give you money for your service or for a professional person or organization to get some services from them. This expert. expert outside the company helps you with problems.
Consultant.
Yes, this one is the consultant. A consultant
Consultant.
is an
ماشي عليك.
expert outside the company that helps you with problems. These people buy your products.
Customer.
Customers.
Customers. Okay. So the difference between customers and clients.
Wallahi, I was going to ask.
Yes, exactly. Clients are people who pay for services. Like I'm a professional person who designs مثلا logos. حد بيديزاين حاجة. فبيجي لي clients بيدفعوا مقابل السيرفيس اللي انا بعملها. اوكي؟ وبعمل له شغل personalized، حاجة هو عايزها مخصوص ليه. فبديله السيرفيس بتاعتي. لكن الكاستمر هو اللي بيباي، هو اللي بيشتري برودكت. مثلا عندي منتج بيشتريه فهو كاستمر. اوكي. لكن عندي سيرفيس بقدمها وحد بيعيني علشان ياخد مني السيرفيس دي، يبقى ده كلاينت. اوكي. The last one, these people are the employees of a company.
Okay.
Stuff.
Staff. Staff.
Staff.
Yeah, the
Staff.
staff are the people. The staff are the employees of a company. Okay, so now we know who are the suppliers, what is an employment agency, who are your colleagues, who are the clients, who is a consultant, who are customers, and who are the staff. Do you need to ask any questions about any of these words?
No.
No.
All good?
No. Yeah.
Great. Okay. Now we have this nice guy. His name is Simone, and he's going to talk about his job. We are going to listen to him talking about his job, and we need to answer these 4 questions. What's his main job? Which department does he work in? Who does he work with? And what's his main problem at work?
Okay.
So listen and answer the 4 questions here.
2.1. So, what do you do, Simon?
I work for a company that produces software.
And which department are you in?
I'm in the sales department, and I'm a sales rep.
So, who do you work with?
I work with a small team of reps. There are 3 of us, and obviously I have a lot of contact with my customers.
So, who are your customers?
Our customers are international companies that work with producers and suppliers abroad. They use our software to calculate the cost of making a product in different countries.
And how does this help your customers?
Well, they know the production cost in each country. Then they choose a supplier with the best price.
Okay, I see. So, what sort of problems do you deal with in your work?
I think the biggest problem is time. My company only employs 12 people, so there's a lot to do. As I said, I sell software, but I also train our customers to use it. I organize the training courses, and that's a lot of work. 5 days a week just isn't enough to do everything.
Great. So what's Simone's main job?
Salesman. Salesperson.
Nice.
He sells software.
As he said, he is a sales rep in a software company.
What does it mean, rep?
Rep is for representative.
Oh, okay.
So like a salesperson or a salesman. Okay.
Representer. So REP for representer.
Representative. Sales representative.
Represent-
Which department does he work in?
Software sales.
Obviously, sales department. Who does he work with?
International customers.
Customers, where he also has some colleagues.
Okay.
So he has a team of 2 other reps and customers. Okay. So he works with a team of 2 other reps and customers. What's his main problem at work?
Time.
The time because his
Time.
company
Because he has to provide courses and things like that. So his main problem at work
and
is time.
all of work on him.
Great. Great job. Okay. Now we need to complete the sentences here about Simone, and we are going to listen again to him talking about his job to check our answers. So, first, read the 5 sentences, try to guess the missing words. Then, I'm going to play the listening again so you can check your answers.
حضرتك هتشغل الصوت تاني؟
Yes.
هو مش شغال ولا؟
لا أنا بس سايب لكم وقت نحاول نخمن الكلمات اللي ناقصة أول، وبعدين نسمع ونتأكد من اللي إحنا بنخمن.
تمام.
طبعا خليني اقول لكم برضو ان هنا السيشن دي ديزايند الليفل بتاعها متوسط. يعني ممكن حد فيكم يبقى حاسس ان هي سهله بالنسبه له، او حد حاسس ان هي صعبه. هي ديزايند على ليفل متوسط شويه. الكورس نفسه السيشنز بتبقى ديزايند على الليفل بناء على امتحان تحديد المستوى اللي بنعمله. علشان كده برضه انا ساعات بتكلم عربي في النص، لكن في السيشنز في الكورس نفسه I don't speak Arabic at all. طيب ready to listen and complete أو check your answers. Ready?
اوكي.
Okay, let's play the listening.
2.1.
So, what do you do, Simon?
I work for a company that produces software.
And which department are you in?
I'm in the sales department, and I'm a sales rep.
So, who do you work with?
I work with a small team of reps. There are 3 of us, and obviously I have a lot of contact with my customers.
So, who are your customers?
Our customers are international companies that work with producers and suppliers abroad. They use our software to calculate the cost of making a product in different countries.
And how does this help your customers?
Well, they know the production cost in each country. Then they choose a supplier with the best price.
Okay, I see. So, what sort of problems do you deal with in your work?
I think the biggest problem is time. My company only employs 12 people, so there's a lot to do. As I said, I sell software, but I also train our customers to use it. I organize the training courses, and that's a lot of work. 5 days a week just isn't enough to do everything.
Okay, great. So the first one, I work for a company that
reduces.
perfect produces software. They use our software to
calculates the cost of the marketing
calculate the cost of making a
product
in different countries. Then they choose the
suppliers of supply.
the supplier with the best price. My company only
employee
employs 12 people.
employees, yes.
Employs is the verb. Employee is a noun. We're going to talk about this now. I
Organize the training courses.
organize the training courses. Perfect. Okay. So I just told you about employee and employees and employer. These are different types of words. We have verbs and we have nouns. And whenever you learn a new word, it's a good strategy to learn variations of this word. يعني أنا اتعلمت كلمة اسمها supply. دي verb. طيب ما أعرف معاها بقى إنه في supplier هو اللي بيعمل السبلاي ده، وإن في supplies السبلاير بيديها لي، فبدل ما أبقى عرفت كلمة واحدة أبقى عرفت 3 كلمات. اوكي، فذاتس a good strategy to improve your vocabulary. احنا بنتكلم هنا عن ال word families. Okay, when you learn a new word, try to find other words in the same family and note how to use them. We often use ER مثلا for people زي ما أقول employer، أو ATION ال suffix ده for things زي مثلا organization من organize. فالورد فاميليز دي بتخليني اعرف كلمات اكتر. زي مثلا عندي بروديوسر هنا كناون، الفيرب بتاعها ايه؟
produce
produce. that's a verb. produce producer. وعندي noun كمان ممكن استخدمه هنا، هو ايه؟
production or product.
nice. product او production. اوكي، فكده عرفت 3 كلمات. produce producer is the person who produces a product. supply, that's the verb. The person who gives you supplies is called our
Supplier.
company اسمها supplier. Okay. Calculator أو calculation. The verb is
Calculate.
calculate. Perfect. Employer. The verb is
Employee.
employ. employ هو الverb ان انا اعين حد اسمها employ. to employ someone. اللي انا بعينه او لو انا بعين يبقى انا اسمي employer، انا اللي بعين الناس. طب اللي انا بعينهم بقى الموظفين نفسهم اسمهم ايه؟
Employees.
نايس. employees او employee ده موظف. employment هي البروسيس نفسها بتاعت التوظيف. اوكي. so I am an employer. I employ employees and this process is called employment. Here, organizer and organization. The verb is
Organize.
to organize. Nice. The verb train. We have nouns trainer, trainee, and
Train.
training. The verb consult. Nouns. The person is called a
Consultant.
consultant. And the process itself is called consultation. Okay. So, as I told you, the word families is a good strategy to learn a lot of words. Instead of just learning 1 or 2 words or 5 words خليناهم 15 مثلا. Okay, just by learning the word families. Okay, now the business communication part. في كل سيشن في البيزنس انجلش كورس بيبقى فيه جزء اسمه business communication، بيتكلم عن نوع من انواع الكوميونيكيشن في البيزنس. زي هنا بيتكلم عن making and receiving phone calls which is a very important part في اي بيزنس. انا بعمل مكالمات. The question here says what do you say or do in the following situations. محتاجين نفكر فيه. هو حد somebody calls and asks to speak to your colleague who isn't there. فحد كلمك عايز حد colleague بيشتغل معاك بس الكوليج ده مش موجود، فانت المفروض تقول ايه؟ او somebody called trying to sell you something. حد كلمك بيحاول يبيع لك حاجة، هتقول له ايه؟ حد مثلا كلمك قال لك في فيلا دلوقتي في الساحل ب10 مليون دولار، بيكلمونا كتير الايام دي، فانت المفروض تقول له ايه او ترد عليه ازاي؟ اوكي، this is what we're talking about. فعايزين نسمع الفون كولز تو conversations، هنسمعهم ونشوف كل واحدة فيهم هي انهي situation في الاتنين. اوكي، let's listen.
2.6. 1. Ackers and Shipton, how can I help you?
Is Mrs. Ackers there, please?
Speaking. Who's calling, please?
This is Simon Iago from AOS. Ace Office Supplies.
What can I do for you, Mr. Yago?
I'm calling to offer you a special price on printers, Mrs. Ackers.
I'm sorry, I'm busy at the moment.
Can I call you back tomorrow?
Sorry, but I'm out of the office tomorrow. But thanks for calling. Goodbye.
You're welcome. Goodbye.
2.
BFC Consulting. Ralph Gooterson speaking.
Hello. Could I speak to Leo Kelleher, please?
I'm afraid he's out of the office at the moment.
Could I leave a message?
Yes, of course. Could I have your name, please?
This is Natalie Kent from NT Consulting. Could you ask Leo to call me back? It's quite urgent. He's got my number.
Yes, sure. Could you tell me what it's about?
Yes, I'm phoning to offer him some consultancy work.
Okay. I'll give Leo the message.
Thanks for your help. Goodbye.
Okay, so the first conversation, was it situation A or B?
B.
B. Someone or somebody calls trying to sell you something. What was he trying to sell? Do you remember?
Printers.
Yes, perfect. He was trying to sell printers. Okay. And the other conversation, it was A, somebody calls and asks to speak to your colleague who isn't there. And what did the person do? The receiver, the person who received the call.
I can't remember.
He asked about the offer.
He asked about a message. He said if you could take a message to the person who isn't there.
Yes, this is in the beginning, I think, and then he asked him what is the offer. I'm not sure.
Okay, احنا we are going to listen again anyways. خلينا نماتش هنا السنتنسز. عندنا sentences 1 to 5 وعندنا responses الردود اللي كانت عليها A B C D E. We are going to match the sentences to responses, and then we are going to listen to conversation number 1 again to check our answers. So I'll give you a minute to read and match. And let me do the first one with you as like trying to help. The first one says, "Is Mrs. Ackers there, please?" The response, which response here was said?
I'm just guessing because I think I forgot the conversation.
Huh.
Number A? I'm not sure.
This is Simon. Okay, هو حد اتصل وقال هل Mrs. Ackers there? Is she there? فاللي رد عليه قال له This is Simon. ما اعتقدش هتمشي. Okay. طيب the first one كانت C speaking. هي Mrs. Ackers هي اللي ردت. فلما
أنا
قال
أصلا
لها
والله ما شفتها speaking دي.
فهو لما قال لها is Mrs. Ackers there please قالت له speaking. انا اللي بكلمك انا Mrs. Ackers. اوكي. طيب نحاول نخمن الباقيين وبعدين play listening and we check our answers.
Number 2 is this is Simon.
لا ما تقوليش الاجابات بقى دلوقتي عشان الناس تسمع وتخمن كده.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
No problem. Read it كده و try to think about the answers. Then I'm going to play the listening. Okay, let's listen and check our answers.
2.6. 1.
Ackers and Shipton, how can I help you?
Is Mrs. Ackers there, please?
Speaking. Who's calling, please?
This is Simon Yago from AOS, Ace Office Supplies.
What can I do for you, Mr. Yago?
I'm calling to offer you a special price on printers, Mrs. Ackers.
I'm sorry, I'm busy at the moment.
Can I call you back tomorrow?
Sorry, but I'm out of the office tomorrow. But thanks for calling. Goodbye.
You're welcome. Goodbye.
2.
BFC Consulting. Ralph Gooterson speaking.
Hello, could I speak to Leo Kelleher, please?
I'm afraid he's out of the office at the moment.
Could I leave a message?
Okay, خلاص احنا ممكن نوقف هنا. احنا سمعنا conversation 1. We said the first one, Mrs. Ackers there, please. Let's speaking. C. Who's calling, please? Number 2. What was the response?
Number A. This is Simon Illo from AOS.
Perfect. A. This is Simon Iago from AOS. What can I do for you?
Number B. I am calling to offer you special price for printer.
Nice. Can I call you back tomorrow?
Number A.
E.
Sorry,
sorry, but I'm out of the office tomorrow. And the last one, thanks for calling. Of course, D. You're welcome. Goodbye. Okay, perfect. So the key expressions we can get from these phone calls we have just listened to is, or the key expressions are, asking to speak to someone, like the person who said in the beginning here, is Mrs. Ackers there, please? He's asking to speak to her. He could also say, could I speak to Mrs. Ackers? That's another way to ask to speak to someone. Identifying the caller or the person called. Could I have your name, please? أو who's calling. أو مثلا this is كذا, the person who's on the phone. لو حد يقول لي who's calling, please, فأقول له this is كريم. Giving a reason for the call. I'm calling about كذا. I am phoning to كذا. Saying the person is or isn't free. I'm sorry, but I am busy at the moment, مثلا. I'm afraid he's out of the office. Can I take a message? If someone isn't there and I want to take a message for them. Leaving a message. Can or could I leave a message, please? Can or could you ask him or her to call me back? Hena, we can use can or could because when we say could, it's more polite somehow. Could I leave a message or could you ask him or her to call me back? لما بحاول ابقى polite او formal او مؤدب يعني فبقول could I leave a message? Could you ask him or her to call me back? Finishing the call, I'll give him or her the message. Thanks for your help or thanks for calling. Speak to you later أو speak to you tomorrow. Okay. احنا the last activity here احنا مش هنعمله. انا بس هقول لكم احنا عادة هنا بنعمل ايه زي في الكي اكسبريشنز دي. بعد ما بنعرفها بنحاول نستخدمها ازاي. ان احنا بنبقى بارتنرز، يعني ممكن اعمل بريك اوت رومز دلوقتي كل اتنين يبقوا مع بعض وبنعمل الكولز، بنعمل المكالمات اللي احنا زي اللي احنا سمعناها. زي مثلا call number 1 اللي هي you want to organize a company visit for a group of foreign business students. انت عايز تorganize visit للشركة، فهتتكلم المكالمة هتمشي ازاي ما بينك وما بين your partner. او you're offering in company training courses، هتعمل courses في شركة فعايز تoffer عليهم الكورسز دي. فبنبدأ نمثل المكالمتين دول مع بعض ونستخدم فيهم الاكسبريشنز اللي احنا شايفينها قدامنا دي علشان نبدأ نستخدمها بعد كده بشكل تلقائي اكتر، او نعرف نستخدمها ونطبق اللي احنا عرفناه. اوكي، بس انا عشان الوقت هسكيب الجزء ده دلوقتي، وعشان برضو الناس اللي بتبقى داخله الترايل سيشن لما بقول لهم هتدخلوا مع بعض مكالمات وكده بيتخضوا شويه، فانا مش عايز اخوفكم الوقت. فاوكي هنسكيب الجزء ده. دي كده كانت السيشن بتاعتنا. thank you very much for attending. احنا في the crew online courses عندنا courses مختلفة زي كورس English Boost، واللي هو بيبقى نفس تقسيم المستويات اللي انا اتكلمت عنه في بداية السيشن النهاردة. مستويات الانجليش وفقا للتقسيم العالمي بتاع الكومن يوروبيان فريم ورك. انجلش بوست هو كورس بيزود مستواك في الانجليش، بس ملوش علاقه بقى بالبيزنس، هو مستواه ليه علاقه بالحياه عموما، مواقف يوميه بنمر بيها وحاجات زي كده، مش بس بيزنس. كورس البيزنس انجليش طبعا اللي احنا اتكلمنا عنه النهارده. كورس ايلتس بريباريشن، الناس اللي عارفه الايلتس او اللي محتاج يجيب درجه معينه في الايلتس علشان دراسه او سفر او whatever، فعندنا كورس ايلتس بريباريشن بنجهز لامتحان الايلتس علشان نجيب السكور اللي احنا محتاجينه. كورس سوبر ايجنت ده كورس جديد اول مره هتشوفوه في مصر عموما. كورس سوبر ايجنت بيعملوا معانا ترينرز بيشتغلوا في مجال الكول سنتر، يعني اللي بيروح يشتغل في شركه كول سنتر ويرد على المكالمات والحاجات اللي زي كده بياخد تدريب، اللي بيدربه ده ترينر بيدرب الناس اللي داخله. فالترينرز دول معانا بيعملوا كورس اسمه سوبر ايجنت، بيجهز الناس اللي عايزه تدخل مجال الكول سنتر والانجليش بتاعهم كويس، بس عايزين يعرفوا ازاي يردوا على المكالمات ويتكلموا ويعملوا الحاجات الكاستمر سيرفيس او الكولد كولز اما بيسموها. فالكورس ده بيجهز الناس ان هي تدخل المجال ده، والمجال ده حاليا من المجالات اللي بتوفر مرتب كويس قوي، دخل كويس حتى لو دخل اضافي، لان معظم شغلها مع بلاد بره فبيبقى بالليل. فالناس كتير اعرفهم بيدخلوا دلوقتي شيفت بالليل بعد الشغل، مثلا يقعد يدخل شيفت بارت تايم او فول تايم، بيعمل مكالمات من البيت وبيقبضوا مبالغ كويسه وساعات بالدولار كمان. وقريب قوي كمان هنعمل كورس تافل. كورس تافل ده للناس اللي الانجليش بتاعها كويس وعايزين يدخلوا مجال التدريس، فبندربهم على ان هم يبقوا انجليش تيتشرز. ده هيبقى موجود قريب. ده طبعا رقم الموبايل بتاعنا وصفحة الفيسبوك اعتقد الناس كلها اللي هنا عارفاها. ودلوقتي لو حد عنده اي اسئلة بخصوص الكورسز او بخصوص السيشن بتاعت النهاردة انا معاكم للاجابة على اي اسئلة.
لو سمحت يا مستر، في الاختصارات كده بتيجي